Introducing Saudi Aramco Onboard Carbon Capture System, SCCS. The number of cars on the road keeps increasing, with about 90 million cars produced in 2014. The annual increase of new cars on the road is about 3 to 5%. The increase of road vehicles result in higher CO2 emissions. Saudi Aramco is pioneering a technology called Onboard CO2 Capture System in order to address the challenge of mitigating CO2 emission from road vehicles. And therefore, we are glad to introduce Saudi Aramco Onboard Carbon Capture System. The technology is an after-exhaust treatment that mitigates CO2 emission through capturing CO2 from exhaust gases and storing it temporarily on board. The technology could offer a cost-effective CO2 road mitigation option with a minimum impact on vehicle performance. The Saudi Aramco Onboard CO2 Capture System consists of 3 components: CO2 Capture Unit, CO2 Compression and Storage Unit, and Heat Recovery Component. The exhaust gas from the engine combustion process is channeled to heat recovery components and then to CO2 capture unit before it is released to the environment. The captured CO2 is channeled to the CO2 compression unit and then stored it on board. In the capture unit, fraction of CO2 in the exhaust gases is being captured using liquid solvent. The solvent and the CO2 is then regenerated by increasing the liquid solvent temperature. Waste heat available in the hot engine coolant is utilized to heat the liquid solvent. Cleaned exhaust gas is released into the atmosphere, and pure CO2 is regenerated and goes to the gas compression and storage unit. Pure CO2 is compressed into 100 bar and being stored temporarily on board in the vehicle CO2 storage tank. The heat recovery unit in the car is installed to provide the additional energy required to run the gas compressor. The hot exhaust gas stream goes through thermoelectric cell, which converts heat into electricity based on the temperature difference. This electricity is used to run the gas compressor, reducing the amount of electricity consumed from the alternator. CO2 is unloaded in the gas station during filling the fuel tank. CO2 is stored temporarily in the gas station. CO2 is transported to a centralized CO2 location either by trucks or by pipelines, where it will be either further used for other applications or sequestered in geologic formations. CO2 is also converted into different chemicals or fuel additives like methanol, formic acid, polymers. The additional energy for CO2 conversion comes from available renewable energy such as solar or wind. Saudi Aramco. Environmental responsibility is our commitment.